Let's do this.
Next up in the city circuit was the Milwaukee Bucks. Didn't really have a whole lot of players with prior histories to go on for this matchup. So instead I went with Marbury, Garnett, Tmac lineup. But I kind of stumbled into some storylines, if you can believe that. So first of all, we're going up against the Big Three, and this was, I guess, if you want to call this a Big Three, I'm not going to be against that because Ray Allen, Glenn Robinson were All-Stars a couple of years in a row around this time, 2000, 2001. And Sam Cassell would go on to be an All-Star. He was a two-time championship winner as well with the Houston Rockets. So I guess it's kind of pushing it. I mean, they're not... look, I'd be surprised if Glenn Robinson becomes a Hall of Famer, but at the time, they were carrying their team and they carried them to the conference finals. I wouldn't dispute that they were a Big Three. You know, that term does get thrown around a hell of a lot, especially when you got like the Clippers saying that they've got a Big Three, including DeAndre Jordan. So, and New Jersey tried to, thrust that on us too, with Richard Jefferson being included. So, that being said, I'm going up against the Big Three, the Milwaukee Bucks, and there isn't some history here with Marbury and Sam Cassell, because really they were traded for each other. Not directly, but they were part of a three-team deal where New Jersey sent Sam Cassell to Milwaukee, and then Terrell Brandon went to Minnesota, and Stephon Marbury went to New Jersey. So in some ways, Minnesota were happy to accept that. I guess is him being equal. I guess I don't know. It's long-winded. And Tmac has a history as well. He was in his first playoff series when leading the Orlando Magic. He went up against the Milwaukee Bucks, and he had some big games. He had a couple of 40-point games at home. Ray Allen had a monster dunk at the end of well, there's a game breaker coming up here, and I get the ball stolen by Ray Allen. Not good. And Sam Cassell now dribbling the ball down, and of course Sam Cassell played on Minnesota too, up against Kevin Garnett. So another storyline that I kind of stumbled myself into. He's a three. Well, I've got an opportunity. I've got to hurry up with it. And barely get that off. Ray Allen came over, not Ray, yeah, it was Ray Allen, sorry. Came over on good help there, and I'm up 9-4. And so yeah, another storyline angle you could say with this squad is Sam Cassell and KG that were teammates, and in many ways he was the best teammate that Garnett's ever had. He was All-NBA second team player actually. In 2004 when Garnett was MVP and was a big part of them getting to the conference finals. So yeah, down to 1 second on the shot clock really, and I was able to make that shot. I'm up 10-5. I'm excited. I'll be taking Ray Allen, and the reason for that is I want to do a Boston Big Three. I just talked about Big Threes. I don't know how many times I'm going to mention Big Threes in this video, but I'll be able to do Paul Pierce, KG, and Ray Allen trio, and that's kind of cool that a game in 2001 is able to really recreate a team that was in the finals in 2010 and won a title in 2008. Unlucky shot there by Marbury. He probably should have dished it off to KG, but KG jumped at the very last second, and all of a sudden they've come storming back. Remember, I was up 10-5. It's now 11-10, and they've got a game breaker fresh, so I've got to start really pushing some for my trick point so I can somehow get another game breaker, and hopefully that'll be the difference in this. But they've got a very good lineup for NBA Street. Glenn Robinson has got some. He's not a shot blocker by any stretch of the imagination, but he can play inside. He's a fairly big guy. He's about 6'8", 6'9", 240 pounds. And he can score inside as well as outside. There's Sam Cassell. It's not even counted as a tip dunk, just hanging on the rim, which is kind of cheesy, but that's okay. KG with a nice move and then finishing it with a power dunk. But then you got Ray Allen, who's obviously a noted shooter, and you got Sam Cassell, who's a floor leader and the point guard. So it's still a 1-point advantage for me. Stephon with a nice move, and then flushing it right over the top of Glenn Robinson, able to extend that lead to 2, but they're still well within striking distance of getting their game breaker right now. 14 to 13. I've got to keep pushing and trying to get some combos going, but instead I turn the ball over to Ray Allen. As I was mentioning before, Ray Allen Tmac in the epic final series. Now, a huge steal by KG. I'm going to try and dribble as far down. I don't think I'll be able to defuse their game breaker by myself here. Just dribbling. If I have to take a shot clock violation, I will. Instead, the ball turned over. Ray Allen dancing with the ball, out to Sam Cassell. Now at this point, I'll be happy if they just took the punt. Sam Cassell still getting guarded. Ray Allen, smart play. He had the dunk, but he took it back out for a 3 and the game breaker. So that turned out as bad as it possibly could, as they've got a 3-point lead now, 15 to 12. I really can't turn the ball over. I can't have any wasted possessions. Instead, I put up a 3 with Tmac, and that was money and clutch. So it's now 15 to 14, and I've got to get a stop here. I've got to get somewhere along the line. I've got to get a stop, or I've got to build up these 2 points and get a game breaker. I get that stop with Stephon dishing it to Tmac on the break, and he's able to finish with the dunk. And I've been able to turn this around, and in a blink of an eye, erase that lead, that deficit that they have built up. So, a huge dunk, by the way. He went into a post-up animation, then just standing still facing the basket, and decides to take off from the dotted line and does a left-handed windmill right on the top of Kevin Garnett. Marbury comes right back. It's a nice crossover. He's able to finish it with a dunk, and it's still tied at 16 all, but look how close I am to that game breaker. As long as I don't allow any 3s, I should be good. Nice move by Glenn Robinson, but he misses it, and now momentum has completely changed here. Marbury now dribbling with the ball, crossing over, dishing it out to Tmac, puts up a head fake, nothing there, puts up a floater that just crawls in, and it's 17 to 16. That was a clutch shot. And now going with another post up with Ray Allen, who decides to face up and goes between his legs and dunk it, because why not? And there's Stephon Marbury. I was tempted to lob that, but decided against it. Better judgment. KG now dribbling the ball. Now the shot clock's running down. Now I'm in trouble. I've got to get something up here. Big play by Marbury down the lane and throwing it down with 2 hands. 18 to 17. So I am scoring, but I'm struggling to score really. That was a crucial miss, and I might not even have to use my game breaker here. It's now 19 to 17. Massive dunk by Marbury coming down the lane, and I've completely reversed this. Really, they were up what, 15 to 11, was it, or 15-12, something like that. And then I've gone on what was it, like an 8 to 4 run, which really reversed it. Screwed up though with that play by Tmac, but he comes back and is able to get the steal. As Cassell tried to throw it down, it's now 20 to 18. Just no 3s, and I'll be happy. I'll completely let them take that 2. But then a massive block by Tmac, and I can take this in for a game-breaking busted rim, and that's exactly what's going to happen. And I'm going to win the game. It wasn't convincing, but I was able to get it. And I'll see you guys in the next video.